was gonna say, you said he was in Utah. This says New York, pal.
Really? Did we get the right one again?
Hello and welcome to the Discovery Call podcast, the podcast where we dive into a bunch of things that we're finding out for ourselves as entrepreneurs, as two bootstrapped entrepreneurs. I'm one of your hosts, Steve Cassano. I'm here with Eric Harrison. What's going on today, bud?
What's up, man? In lovely Philadelphia, so can't complain.
Yeah, Eric is approximately 200 feet away from me down a flight of steps. So we're doing this pod in tandem in the same building, but not next to each other because I don't have a 2-mic setup for when you're here.
You'll appreciate though, this is the first time I have walked down these stairs, looked around, known exactly how to get back to your office and exactly how to get out of this building. It's like a freaking maze.
Dude, it's big, but it's not that big. To give people context, I work in an office building in Philadelphia, in Fishtown, that is like an old converted warehouse. And so I'm in this weird little hallway that's kind of off to the side and no one knows about. And Eric got lost at least twice yesterday, just trying to go find a place to work when we both had calls. And it was a little frustrating, let's call it.
You gave very clear instructions, like go down the hall, turn right, turn left. And I'm like, hey, I don't know where I am.
He ran into a woman in a wedding dress in the hallway. It's been an eventful time with Eric and back in Philadelphia, but it's good to have you back in the city. But today we're here to like kind of just chat through a bunch of stuff. You know, I think for your side, you know, we were talking about what we want to do with this podcast and how we want to grow this thing. And you're just like, man, I found some cool people. So I want to know who you found because I'm always interested in learning more. And you DM more people on LinkedIn than I think any other human on the planet. So
I don't know if that's like a roast, a compliment, or somewhere fishing in between.
I think a little column A, column B. Yeah,
I'll take it. Well, yeah, man, I feel like I've just seen a bunch of cool people on LinkedIn the past couple weeks or past couple months on here that you see the company, and every time I kick myself, like, why didn't I think of that? Why am I not doing that company? This thing's probably printing cash. And then I go back to my hole and continue to work on my own thing. But yeah, found some cool people. So excited to dig into it.
That's awesome. Yeah, let's do it. I'm excited to learn about some new folks I've never heard of.
Yeah. Well, would it be helpful if I just shared my screen on a couple of these guys?
Yeah, dude, let's look at LinkedIn through your eyes. I think that would be fun.
All right. You asked for it. All right. So I'm gonna give you a couple guys. I'm gonna give you one that I think was like, this is maybe the coolest company I've ever seen. I'm on LinkedIn, and I think I was on like Twitter like 4 or 5 months ago. And I hear these people that I follow start posting about these like weird, boring businesses. Think like soft washing houses, think like painting, fence building. And then one of these guys I follow is like, has anyone heard of this guy called Ty the Stump Guy that is like left this job in tech sales, lives in Utah, and is grinding stumps? So I go find this guy, follow him on Twitter, and he's posting these like really dope, they're like reels, you know, and they're just of him. Well, this one is like him chopping down a tree, so that's like not as relevant, but it's
I was gonna say, before you get too far, the guy's name's Tyler Mumford, so already the fact that he didn't name his company Mumford and Sons is a crime, but Grind Time Stump Grinding is a pretty good name.
This guy's going out and he's like, $3,000 day to day. I'm going to knock out, 12 stumps. I'm going to quote him. It's like $350 a stump. He has this like badass, I got to see if he's more popular on Twitter, I think, than he is on LinkedIn. Yeah, look at this. He's got like a wrapped truck. Yeah. Right. So like, very on the boots on the ground marketing. He just posts these reels. It's very satisfying to watch.
Yeah. It's like half cleaning video, half like extreme lawn work.
Yeah.
And like heavy machinery operator. So it's like a lot of things all at once. This is wild.
This thing just has to print cash. Like, for those that don't know, Steve Cassano actually has a massive stump in his own backyard. That,
I do.
I'm trying to get my own stump grinder just to get this guy's stump knocked out. But yeah, man, like,
I wish I could hire this guy. You can't get to my backyard because I live in a Philly row home. But I went to his website. I think his website could be a little cooler.
Ooh, all right, let's dig in.
So like, first things first, no favicon on the top.
Wait, is this his? That looks like a different truck.
This is grind time stump grinding.
Hold on. I feel
this says Tampa Bay, so it might not be the same.
Oh no, his hold on, let me find. That's it.
So his logo is awesome, and he does have a favicon. So my inner marketer is happy with that. This is way better. Maybe we should go to this. We should go email the guy who was in Tampa and be like, "Listen, I got something to sell you, pal."
Yeah, we have a guy who's way better at this.
See, this is good. He's got a contact us form right away, but it's also like, okay, very cool.
So I was a little like stumped, actually. Yeah, see what I did there? A little stumped on this business model. So I assumed when I first heard about this guy's going like door to door. He's putting out flyers and doing very residential, right? Like you have a stump in your backyard. I assume he'd show up. He'd offer to like chop it, quote you. I think more of these guys, because now my algorithm is just stump grinders. And I think it's becoming more popular. I think a lot of these guys sell commercial, a golf course with 100 stumps, or an HOA, like a homeowners association that is like, we've got all these stumps, which, you know, in theory, you're basically closing like a $10,000 plus sale then on these contracts. So it's probably easier.
Yeah, dude. I would absolutely like also sponsor like a little league team and call like the team the Stumps or Stumpies. Like that'd be hilarious. I'm talking like 6-year-old T-ball. And then you literally sponsor the T and call it the Stump. That would be sick.
Great name. Dude, yeah, I look at a company like this and I'm like, it is probably way harder than people like me realize. Like this guy is doing all manual labor. He's in the middle of the summer. I don't know how well he does in the winter. He had this hilarious post once. It was there was like 3 foot of snow on the ground and it's just pure snow in a backyard, and the caption was like, "There's a stump under there somewhere." Yeah, all my friends are texting me these days like, "So stump grinding company, like how much money do you need to like get me equity in this, or like what's it cost to get one of these going?" So it's actually quite expensive. I think these stump grinders are like $20,000 to $50,000, and I'm sure you pay like a monthly loan to be on it.
Well, yeah, I mean, these things are massive machines, so I can't imagine that they're cheap. And then also, like, my other question is, does he do the stump grinding himself?
At least in all his videos, it's just him. It sounds like the growth path is, one, he could do add-on services like haul away the mulch that gets created when he grinds the stump, but it doesn't sound like there's a ton of margin in that. The big one is obviously like grind more stumps. However, you need a second stump grinder.
You got a stump to grind? This guy's got it.
Yeah, literally. So, you know, it's one of those like,
it's cool.
I don't know how scalable it is, / you'd have to live somewhere, right, where there's so much opportunity. Like I grew up in a 10,000 person town in the Midwest. You could in theory do stump grinding there, but you'd eventually have to start driving to these nearby towns. You got to start factoring in gas. So it's like, I think it's almost like a fad business, but hey man, make your money while you can do it on it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, a place like Utah, especially if they're in Salt Lake City, right? So like, or Salt Lake County, right? Or they're covering 3 different counties in Utah. To me, that makes a lot of sense because it's super suburban. I think that's really where you're going to get a lot of your work, because those are going to be trees that are in the way, you know?
Yeah.
But to your point, like HOA contracts, golf course contracts, schools probably too, I would assume, or just township contracts in general. If you can land like, hey, we want to be like your exclusive like stump grinder contract as you guys do landscaping projects, or like build a new park or refurbish a park, like we want to do it. You know, I doubt that they're getting a lot of people that are just stump grinders. It's my other question is like, does he subcontract out to landscapers then as well?
He said one of his like growth strategies is he has like, I think 50 tree trimming companies on like a text chain list. and he texts them every Monday, do you have any trees for me or any stumps for me? And I guess a lot of these guys, assuming it's like very different equipment. I bet it takes them longer to do, and they just like probably don't want to deal with it. So these tree companies will be like, "Oh yeah, I got 4 here at this place we're at today." So he just has like a warm chain, and I would assume for these tree companies, if you find a guy that does stumps that you like, that's reliable, that makes your customers happy, it's a win-win.
And it's less CapEx for you, right? You don't have to carry around that machine because transport and the actual expense of the machine is probably crazy. And if you're paying for a lot of labor on top of that to actually take down the trees the way that they like to fell a tree. Again, as you alluded to, I had a tree felled in my backyard a couple weeks ago. My backyard is like 12 feet by 16 feet, and this tree was 5 stories tall. So it was a nightmare. We can't get a stump grinder back there. I wish we could. I have to be my own stump grinder. And I can tell you right now, I'm going to have a lot of fun with that axe that I'm just about to buy, but it's not going to be nearly as fast. It's going to take me like 2 months of hacking at this thing, where this guy could probably get it done in like an hour.
Well, think about the cool element of this too, right? So a tree company has to spend however much money to acquire this customer, whether they do that through like boots on the ground marketing or Facebook ads or Google ads. So then he works with them, probably knocks out the stump, and he said he goes up, to the property after. It's like, I'm Tyler, I work with this company, I'm going to take care of this for you. He gets a 5-star review off of this customer that he did not have to pay to find, which is like, the whole business is just fascinating to me.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I just wonder, like, do the tree company services upsell for him, or does he have to go and convince the folks? Like, that would be an interesting, or does he have to give them like a finder's fee? Right? That's
interesting. I don't know the answer to that. I feel like I would want the finder's fee if I were the tree company.
Absolutely. I'd be like, dude, I did all this work, like cover my like my per customer, like find like our average lead cost at least. I don't know. That's pretty cool. Great find, dude. This is awesome.
Thanks.
Also, the fact that his name's Tyler Mumford and he's a lacrosse coach, like, perfect. You can't get much better than that.
Now, well, because of this guy, now my feed is just all stump grinder. It's like Owen the stump grinder, Michael the stump grinder, Mike the stump grinder. I'm like, okay, I'm too deep into stump grinder, Twitter, stump grinder, Facebook. So
I've been hanging out with you for 3 days, and you've said the word or the term stump grind probably 50 times. So.
Steve and myself and his wife Sarah were hanging out at their house like the first day I got there, and Steve was like, "If I gave you $150,000 to start any company, what would you start?" And I was like, "Stump." And he's like, "No,
you can't start this with stump grinding, you jerk." It has to be something else.
It's a good one. I got 2 more. You want me to go with another guy from Utah, or you want me to go Midwest?
Let's do the Utah sandwich. Let's put the Midwest in the middle.
Okay. So I'm on Facebook like 2 months ago, which, I don't know that I totally recommend to everybody. I feel like I get just on the reels scrolling for hours, doom scrolling, but I'm on there and this same guy keeps popping up on my feed. His name's James Goodall. He runs this company called Goodall's Lawn Care. I think I don't know if he runs it with his brother, but it's family owned and operated. I think they've been doing it for like 2 or 3 decades. All his reels, and I assume he's posting these to like Instagram and TikTok. Imagine like phone in front of you, right? And you're sitting at your desk and he's just fielding these customer calls. So they've got all these people on like seasonal retainer, like spring cleanup, fall cleanup, summer, just like weekly or bi-weekly trim, and he's calling people like, "Hey, it's James Goodall Lawn Care. Like, we still got you on our list in 2 weeks. Do you want your yard cut the same way? Were you happy with it last time?" Or some of these captions are like, "Customer absolutely hated that we scalped their grass for the 3rd time. Like, watch how I handle it." He doesn't win every customer back, or sometimes they let customers go, but fascinating company.
I was gonna say, you got to pull this guy up on LinkedIn. What does he got going on?
So I couldn't find him on LinkedIn, which is how it's like a cash printing company. My dream is to delete the LinkedIn app.
I mean, yeah. All right.
Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it. Built on Squarespace. I checked out his favicon. It's just the box. I'm not here to cast shade.
So there's like one thing I love about businesses like this is how simple they are. So like,
Hmm.
do I think this is the world's most innovative mission statement? No, they're like, we do lawn care and we do it really well and take care of the customer. However, I think there's some element of like tech fluent companies or super disruptive companies that these days try to make what they do sound so innovative and unique and distinct that no one has any freaking idea what these companies
Oh my God, I know.
sell. A company like
Yeah.
this, it's like, well, I don't know that he's trying to be different. I think he's just trying to do right by people in this area.
Yeah. Also, his name tells you exactly what he does, which is also really awesome. Also, good on him for doing non-conventional marketing schemes. Like, yeah, it's like, hey, you got to be posting on social media to get clients. And instead of just saying, look at these nice lines on this lawn, he's going into the behind the scenes of like, this is how you get taken care of here, actually, beyond the grass cutting. Because he's, whether he did this intentionally or not, I find it fascinating, is that he's like, anybody who's good with a lawnmower can get good lines. Like, doesn't matter what mower you have or what the guy's or girl's name is on the mower, really. Like, what matters is the customer service piece. Like, that's the easiest part to differentiate among everything else. Because it's like, okay, maybe they do one or two things differently or better. Like, they do head shaping, or they like edge out lawns really well, or maybe they also do, mulching and that kind of thing. There's probably another landscaper around his area that does that. But what they don't do as well, potentially, or at least you would assume, is that this guy, at least I know that if I have a problem, this guy's going to try his best to make it right. And that is a crazy back end, like, way to get into someone's good graces, or essentially build trust online. Is like, what happens when stuff goes bad? I'm not going to show you all of like the amazing completionist, lawn care stuff, which does work, right? Like, if you do a good job and you can film that and the lines are great and like people are like, ooh, that's satisfying, I want that, sure. But the whole service piece, I think, is the piece that people don't talk about so much. And I think that's really where he probably crushes.
Well, in a company like this, my belief is that a big reason why consulting companies, management consulting companies in particular, experience churn is like founder or someone really high up sells the project. They create all this trust, gets passed off, like a Deloitte is passing off analyst position. They're like, all their work's going to a 22-year-old person who's making the deck, right? And
Yeah.
companies like this, the owner is so distinctly involved. We had this company in my hometown. It was an auto body shop, and then they would like fix your car if it got damaged, right? And it was Perona Auto Body, two brothers. If you called the shop or went in and got an estimate, like Ron came out with like oil and grease all over him. And what was nice is like the person that gave me the estimate and the person that told me how they were going to fix the car is the person that got under my car. Like,
Yeah.
I trust them. He's coming out with grease on the front of his shirt, and a company like this, I'm sure, is the same way. Like it says here, he worked there since he was 10, bought it from his dad so his dad could retire. I think probably just hard to believe he's not a good dude.
Yeah.
It just makes me want to see him win even more.
Right. I mean, I think this is a great find. Honestly, like the one, the only miss is I want more photos of his work, but that's probably what his social media is for. You know what I mean?
The miss, I thought, which maybe they do this, maybe it's like a separate name. Like what do they do in the winter? And they have employees, so they just build up all this cash, and then
do they do like the Christmas lighting thing? Do they like set up all your blow up Santas? Right? Like,
I watched a bunch of the videos the other night when we were like prepping for this, and I couldn't find them. I'm like, maybe it exists under like a whole different company, but I have seen a lot of these guys that do like soft wash houses. They will hang Christmas lights, or they will shovel driveways. They will shovel driveways.
Great find. This dude sounds awesome. I love his marketing tactic. He obviously does good work. I'd be interested to look at like his reviews. I'm sure they're all 5-star.
Gotta be.
Yeah, dude, good find.
The last video I watched of him, it was like how we like fire a rude customer, and this like old woman's like, they just keep cutting my lawn too short, or when it's too long, like they leave it in these clumps. And he's like, well, like, ma'am, like the note from my team said that like you asked for it short, like they cut a little bit of it, you said that's how you wanted it, you changed your mind afterwards, like I can't re-put the grass into the ground. She's like, you just don't want to do the work. He's like, yeah, we're not going to be able to do the lawn this year. Like, he's like, this stuff's too much headache. But I'm sure the guy has to talk to customers all freaking week long. Like, kudos. So
The biggest market, right? Midwestern moms, but they're also very hard to please.
true. Yeah, as a Midwesterner myself and
Right.
someone with a mother, I can confirm. Yes. Yeah, you want to hit this Utah sandwich?
Yeah, let's go. Let's get the other slice of bread here.
All right. So this is a company that I would not start. The other two, I'm like, this is cool. I liked lawn mowing as a kid. I'm clearly obsessed with stump grinding. This company to me is so goddamn boring, which is like how you know it just prints cash. Even the way the founder talks about it, he's like, this isn't like I'd rather be at my son's baseball game, right, than doing this. But like I do it because it's like a problem that like really needs solved, that people need help with, and we have like a good team. So I came across it on LinkedIn, right? I like talked to him a little bit in DMs, like super cool. Seems super cool anyway.
Dude, we're going crazy with these names. These are like all American names that we're getting today.
I'm pretty sure he's Salt Lake City based. Like that's where the company is, but I think he lives there as well. So yeah, it's called 1-800-Striper. And essentially, so this is basically what they do is these parking lots, I assume, that are like, I think like strip mall type situations or just like big commercial properties and warehouses. And they will just like stripe these lines that you see all over. They get faded. And I at first thought about it and I was like, how big of a market is that? And then I was like, well, there are lines on roads. There are lines
almost
everywhere.
Every road has lines. So, wow, I didn't even think about that.
And what's cool is a lot of these like more blue collar type entrepreneurs, a lot of them, it seems like had like heavy sales backgrounds. That like this guy ran a sales company as well. And he was like an account executive in tech. Same with the guy Tyler, who ran the stump grinding company. So he's probably going out to these like properties and crushing it, like just crushing a pitch on something that is like such an obvious, we have to buy that. Like we have to. It's like probably the law.
Yeah, this is really cool. I'm checking out his website right now too.
I'll let you share his website.
Like very plain, but the fact that he's got yellow striping, white stripe, and then an orange stripe down at the bottom. I'm like, oh, okay.
Is your parking lot looking shabby is the best headline I've ever seen on a website ever.
But also right at the top, this is what I love about most like, again, blue collar style businesses: professional line striping and pavement maintenance services. We'll make your parking lot pop. That's it. That's all you need, right? Like it's not like striping solutions for your parking, like whatever it is. He's not going too far.
Do you think companies like this have a lot of competition?
One, I don't know. But if I had to guess, it would be there's probably only like 3 of these guys within like a couple of counties.
Fair.
I think you're going to have pavers probably do this as well, like that have a division. So this is like a striper that does paving maintenance. I think there's pavers that probably do stripe maintenance that you would be competing against. It looks like they really only do big commercial jobs because some of his gallery stuff is like Walmart, Costco, Starbucks. It's obviously here for a reason because they're probably big names and they do small stuff too, but I would put that up front. Like, a Costco parking lot is going to have like, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 lines. And whether this is real or not down here, like that's crazy if you have a giant lot with numbered spaces. Like I'm assuming that's got to be expensive.
Let me tell you, if repainting the Costco parking lot gets people to stop parking in the damn, like just in the middle of the lines, I'm all about this guy getting hired to do it.
Dude, freaking parking garages. Yeah, that'd be a crazy gig.
Oh my God, I didn't even think of that.
They're doing Amazon delivery hubs. I mean, yeah, dude, this is a really cool. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I wonder if companies like this get like, I wonder if he gets price gouged at all.
Like on paint?
Yeah, but like, I guess it would really only matter if these people are getting like 4 or 5 or 6 quotes at a time. If it's pretty specialized or he's the only person close enough, he probably might just crush it.
I was going to say, you said he was in Utah. This says New York, pal.
Really?
So maybe he lives in Utah, but it actually operates in New York.
Did we get the right one again? Yeah, that's definitely it.
I was like, it's got to be this.
Yeah, he said 1-800-Striper of Salt Lake City.
Oh, then
Is
maybe
this like
this
a
isn't.
franchise?
Oh, this isn't him. Oh my God, we've done it again.
No, it looks like him. Like that logo
This is
on
him?
your screen is the no, that's not him at all.
I didn't
Actually,
think so. His name is not Luke Minier.
oh, so okay, now this cinched. I like missed this. There's like a 1-800-Striper of Rochester. I think this is like a franchise business.
Interesting. Because like his email was 1-800-striper.com. That's why I typed that in.
See this right here is why you do discovery before you get on the phone with these people, so you don't say something insane. It's a franchise.
The dude brought a franchise.
Yeah,
Still
wow.
still a vibe. I figured it was just something that he bought from like, a retiring striper,
Yeah, yeah.
But
It would have been cooler if he was the first one, like if it was his idea.
it is cooler. We are a lot about 0 to 1 here because we've built our own businesses from 0 to 1. But like,
Yep.
still a fun vibe of like, oh yeah, you do have to have striping in every city, so it does make sense. And also building a business that's national like that sounds like a nightmare with like municipalities and regulations and things like that being different from state to state. So the franchise model actually does make sense because then you just have an owner that's local. It's interesting to me though that it is franchised and there is a franchise opportunities button on their website. The business itself, or like the website itself, really doesn't tell you that it's a bigger company that has localized franchises for folks.
If we could go back to your question of what would I do with a $150,000 investment, I would like to buy a 1-800-Striper franchise if I can.
Dude, we're gonna get like 9 different answers out of you basically by the end of this whole thing.
I'm like, hey man, can I actually get 1.5 million? Like I've got 6 companies I want to start.
I was gonna say the available markets. The good news for you is that New Mexico is completely empty. So is Oregon. So if you want to move to Portland and stripe some lines, they have the franchise opportunity for you.
Portland, I could potentially get behind to live, although I got stuck in that airport for 16 hours. So I don't have the best memories. But New Mexico, I don't think I'd want to live there.
No, I also think striping in 110 degrees would be my nightmare.
Yeah.
But one, great finds all around.
Thank you.
Tyler Mumford and his sons, his future sons,
yes.
I think are probably my top choice out of those 3 as of right now, mostly because I just find his logo fun. What an interesting vibe to go from like tech to stump grinding. I mean, talk about a good one-man business that can make you probably a ton of money, and all you would have to do is hire like 1 or 2 more people and buy 1 more stump grinder, and you could probably sit back and relax for a while.
His photos are like an energy or a Monster drink, a honey bun sitting in the console of his car, and he's like, let's have a $1,500 day. I'm like, how do you hate this guy? Like, he's going for it, living his dream.
No, he's ex-tech, isn't he? So he definitely gets up, has like a single origin coffee, and then is like, I'm gonna stump grind today, and then I'm gonna go to yoga, and then I'm gonna teach kids how to play lacrosse. And that's where he drinks his Monster. Dude, you get, as soon as I saw him and how wide his neck was, I was like, this dude plays lacrosse for sure. The one thing that keeps on coming up in my mind though is, as we talked about like these kinds of companies, right? We're kind of obsessed with AI and what it can do for our businesses and how we can take advantage of it, because we mostly operate with stuff that is more digital than not. And this is very physical. All of these were much more physical labor style service businesses. So well outside our range. Do you think like AI is coming to disrupt any of these businesses? Because to me, it feels like it'd be kind of tough.
Tough to like integrate them into the company or to wipe them out?
I mean, their jobs feel pretty safe is what I mean. Like, I think it'd be pretty tough for AI to come in and completely disrupt something that they're doing. But that could be short-sighted.
No, I think AI, if you knew how to use it in these companies, could be wildly beneficial. So like this guy, Adam Robinson, runs a company called RB2B that like identifies anonymous website visitors. And he made a post a couple of days ago that they work with this company. It's an AI app. I think it's called like Delphi or DELPHI. Don't quote me on that, but maybe. my understanding is you upload all this content to a GPT model and you're like, here is how Steven Casano would answer customer questions based on all this. And then it's like a customer service bot. And Adam posted that it answered like, I think like 85% of customer things pretty much correctly. And they had to go in and tweak a couple things, but it saved them like 20 hours a week just on stuff like that. I would imagine like the lawn mowing company gets a ton of customer inquiries that he doesn't necessarily need to be on the phone for, that take a long time, that are just like, what are your rates? Do you come to this county? That a bot could like pretty easily answer. And scheduling, I think, would be the other big one that I would imagine could be like really efficient with AI. But
yeah, I think the scheduling thing, but like specifically with like Goodall's, right? His whole differentiator is like the human to human connection and like customer service. So I don't think he could take that, but definitely make like the Stump side of things, definitely for 1-800-Striper, because that's going to be commercial B2B. And I think that's less of like a, hey, I need like a really personable, likable person to be on site for me. I just need to get the job done and I need them to do it right. Maybe for those folks, I agree with you there. Obviously, there's always like CRM integrations and stuff like that I think these companies could do. But for stuff like this, all of that is time and place sensitive, right? You have to be somewhere at a specific time to get a job done within a certain time frame. So to me, I think it would probably be, now I'm thinking about it, like the calendar side, right? Like the scheduling of, okay, let's plan out our days actually better based on locations of requests or client appointments, right? So like we book everybody in this neighborhood on the same day. Or like if we don't have enough to do that, right? We're at least in this county, or we process like we'll do this one in the morning, this one in the like mid-morning, this one in early afternoon, this one like right before we check out. And then that gets us like further away and works our way back so that we optimize fuel and time for your day. Like that would be a cool AI tool, I think, for all these folks, because they're hauling some type of equipment almost always.
Another one I just thought of, so like one of this other founder I know, Eric Gordon, they do like outbound lead generation, and he was telling me that they got hired by this like roofing company, and he was like, the biggest objection a roofing company gets is not that someone's like roof sucks and is bad, it's allowing someone to get onto your roof, because once they like tell you your roof is like it's not up to par, like you almost don't want to know, right? Like, so once they get on the roof, they're way better at closing. Eric built some like AI scraper that scrapes Google Maps photos in an area, and these roofers are going to your house. They're like, I don't need to get on your roof. This is quite literally what it looked like 3 days ago. So unless you got a new roof, like, can we give you a quote for this? And I was like, oh my God. It said they got like over 100 appointments in 3 days. Wild.
That's crazy. I thought you were going to say like he was drone surfing basically neighborhoods, which also would be a cool thing.
Be cool.
How does that, never mind. I have so many questions actually, because like, I'm like, how do you identify a bad roof versus a good roof based on just a top down static view that Google Maps took? And also, you don't know if it's 3 days old.
I bet these people are just using it as like let me get on your roof.
Right. Like this is at least a year old, and we don't think that you've changed it since then.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you're right. I forgot.
Google
Earth doesn't update very often, right?
Right. It's not like an all the time thing yet. It would be interesting to be like, okay, this based on last year's data, here are roofs that are obviously missing like shingles potentially. Like if there's like extreme color change stuff going on potentially, I guess. But still, I still think that having a prospector go with a drone and just fly through, I mean, it would have to depend on obviously legal jurisdictions, but
risk it.
Yeah. Ask for forgiveness, not permission, right? That's the entrepreneurial way.
You got one drone driver, you got one getaway car, 2-man co-founding team.
Dude, the dude can sit in his car and just put on like the POV goggles and then just fly the drone and then just be like, hit the home button, take off his POV thing, land it on the truck and get out. That actually would be a really sick, like TLC show.
Someone's going to be listening to this and be like, oh, I actually do that and I make 80K a month, by the way. Like, haha.
That could be the service alone. You just go out and do that, and then you sell the prospects to the roofing company.
The roofing companies? Oh my God.
I think I'm quitting my job. I think I'm going to do that now, actually.
If you quit your job, can I have your office?
No, I'm going to fly the drone from my office because I have a perfect view of most of Philadelphia, and I'm just going to fly it from here and then just start pinning places. That would be actually really cool.
See, people would tune in to like Steven's route for the day. Like you can see, like
which neighborhood
Santa's
we're gonna
sled,
attack.
like you're seeing where Santa traveled to. It's like Steven's Drone Co., like where to go today.
Dude, that would actually be really cool. And then you could make it into like a bounty program where you can have other people who own drones sign up. You pay them per lead that you generate or per like good tag. They make like $5 just to fly around and tag people with bad roofs, and then you sell the leads for like $100 a pop.
One thing's for sure, if you're like a 19-year-old kid listening, this would be like the most badass internship of all time. So content.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Again, caveats galore, right? I don't know if that's legal or not. I know that you have to have a license to fly a drone in some places. I'm sure like it's under some weird surveillance thing that you can't like, I don't know, but I also see drone footage all the time. So like I could probably identify a bad roof in some of the flyover footage from Philadelphia. Like who says that can't happen to towns all over the place, right? Like the amount of drone footage you get from the fireworks on 4th of July, right? It'd be pretty cool.
I'd be bad at this job. I would go rogue. I'd come back to you, be like, how many roofs we got today? I'm like, dude, honestly, I don't really care about that. I found 27 stumps. Like we're gonna go. I'm gonna go find these. You're like, dude, you work
do
for
both.
me.
You do both. You tag the roof, you tag the stump, and then you sell both leads.
Yeah. Oh, God.
This might be the next best.
The moral of the story is you and I have started the wrong companies.
The moral of the story is we're about to start a drone surveillance company for lead gen for a bunch of like home improvement businesses. That's what we just did.
God, I love it. Dude, I love geeking out on these companies. It's so fun.
These are pretty sick, and obviously stuff that I have not thought about at all. Obviously, you've been thinking about stump grinding for a while, so we'll see how that goes for you.
I'm weird though in that way, but yes, I hope we get to talk to these people one day too. Just geek out, and kudos to them for building it. I mean, heck, I'm impressed and jealous most times with stuff like this. So.
Yeah, dude, same. All right, well, that's the pod. I'll talk to you next week.
All right, cheers, man.
Cheers.